Today we travel to Italy to manage the Serie B, as we managed Sassuolo to take them back to glory. No one had them last season to get relegated, and somehow they did with the team they had. We've got 5 seasons to rebuild them, bring them back to the Serie A, and hopefully win a European competition. Let's get into it and see how we do. Alright, so let's get into it. Eyebrows have been raised in the world of football at the appointment of the inexperienced 23-year-old, and he is sure to face plenty of questions when they face the media the first time at the Mapei Stadium, Citadel Tricolor. I've got there eventually. He replaces previous manager Fabio Grosso. So as you can see, we've got 12 million transfer budget, which is very good for the Serie B. Financial status is okay. Very good wage budget, superb youth facilities, good youth recruitment, which is what we like to see. Hopefully we can get some good intake then, which can maybe incorporate into the team. Media prediction is obviously first. I expect to go up with relative ease this season. Obviously quite a rich history. Got one Serie B, one Serie C, one Italian Serie D, and Super Cup as well. So it's not actually a massive team, but that's why we're here, to make them a massive team. So let's get into it. I mean, this is the team we have in the second division. We've got Berardi, who's obviously a very good player. Loriente is a good player, and Doig is a good player. We've got a very good team, so we should go up with relative ease in the first season, and it'll be very disappointing if we don't. They expect us to gain automatic promotion to the Serie A, first time of asking, which is fair enough, and then be competitive in the Italian Cup. Then onwards from that, they want us to remain in the Serie A. Sign young players to develop for profit, break even in the transfer market, work with the wage budget, play entertaining football, all that nice stuff. So let's get into it. Right here, I'll get back to you with the tactics. I'm not going to do January's anymore. I'll just simulate the whole season, so you see the end of the season, and I'll talk to you if we sign anyone in January. I'll let you guys know at the end of the season whatnot. So yeah, as I said, £12 million in the transfer budget, but we have got no wage budget available, so that'll probably dwindle down to about 5 million. I mean, either way, I probably won't make any signings this season just because we don't need to, and I want to keep it as realistic as possible, so I probably won't sign anyone at the start of the season. Maybe in January if things aren't going too well, which I can't see happening. But yeah, I'll get back to you with the tactics we are putting into place, and yeah. Alrighty, tactics are done, but before I get into the tactics, I just want to show you and tell you that I lied about having no transfers, because a lot of our players wanted to leave to bigger clubs, and our main star man Berardi has left to PSG, which I couldn't say no to. He is 29 years old, so I mean, it's good money to get in. So I'll show you the outgoings we've had that I've done. So first off was, put my camera back up there, sorry. First off was Toljan to Juventus for 1.7 million, our starting right back. He wanted to leave instantly, so couldn't really say no to Juventus. And then main one is Domenico Berardi to PSG for £14 million, which is funded a little spending spree from us. So why not? Just makes us a bit stronger than we already are. So we start off with Brenner from Udinese for £2.3 million, starting striker. 14 pace, 14 finishing, 13 composure, 15 determination. He is a very good striker for this level. I mean, he's a good Serie A player, so I think he'll be bagging a lot of goals for us. So he's probably our star signing. And then we signed Nathan Zeze from Nantes, for £9 million, which is a lot of money in this league. 19-year-old centre-back who looks very good. I think he's going to be with us for a long time. He was wanted by AC Milan, Juventus as well, but we managed to get him. I think we could offer him an important role and first-team football. He'll be very important for us in the future and for this season as well. Then we needed a new goalkeeper because Consigli is 37 years old, so didn't really struggled to sign a goalkeeper, if I'm honest. So I signed Robin Ruiz from Nek Nijmegen from the Eredivisie. Butchered that. He's not the best goalkeeper, but he's young and he'll improve. He's got 16 pace at least, so he's fast, which isn't really the most important thing about a goalkeeper, but that's fine. He's not a well beater, but he'll be fine. Then for 9 million, which is probably a lot of overspend for this guy, Sky Ving from Ajax or Ajax Academy, hasn't got the best stats now, but he's got 15 dribbling, 12 pace, 15 determination. I think he'll be a good player. I've trained him to improve his finishing because that is the most important thing. He's obviously only registered or classed as a leading Serie C player, but I'm going to make him start alongside Brenner, and I think it'll be good for us. I know this guy in previous saves I've done can be good, so I'm not too worried about his progress. And then lastly, we signed to replace Toljan. We signed Anthony Oyono from Frosinone for £2.3 million. Right back, not bad, 14 pace. It's pretty solid, and that's all we really need, really. Again, not a world beater. Was wanted by Dortmund, but I think the best highlight of our team is, if I show you the tactics, we're playing a 4-2-4, two up top, Vink and Brenner. We've got Volpato on the right wing to replace Berardi. We didn't really need to decide a replacement for Berardi because this guy, 20 years old, youngster, he looks very good. So 15 dribbling, 16 first touch, 17 flair. I think this guy's going to be great for us. You can see he's wanted by Chelsea and has been wanted by AC Milan Juventus in recent history for us. And then on the left we've got Loriente, who again is only 25 years old, very good, 16 dribbling, 15 pace, 12 finishing, a very good foot player, so I'm happy with that. And then in the midfield we've got Lepani, who is 19 years old. He's also wanted by PSG, Frankfurt, Inter and Juventus, so this guy's obviously going to be very good for us. So hence why I'm going to play him as much as I can, hopefully keep him, but if not, sell him for a good profit. So we're going to keep him in the midfield as a deep line playmaker alongside Balocca, who is 25 years old, pretty solid player from Romania. He is also wanted by Everton, Lazio, all the big clubs. So, and then Starboy Doig on the left back, he looks very good, 22 years old, 16 pace, 13 crossing. So he's going to be a wing back that attacks, because you can't really not play him and not have him in a sort of attacking role, because it's just attacking wise, these stats are very good. And then we'll have Newman, Zeze, and this left centre back alongside Odenful. On the right centre back, he's only 23 years old. Good Serie A player according to the FM, according to my staff. And then on the right is new boy Oyono from Frosinone. Again, he looks pretty good. And then to finish off the team, we've got Roefs in goal, the new guy, who again isn't the best player in the world, but it will do. I don't think we'll be needing him that much, because I think if you look at the season preview, I imagine we're top. We're like we should win this league with relative ease, or at least get out the league with relative ease. There are other big teams in Palermo, Salernitana, who are again pretty good for this league, but I think we've got them. I think we're probably better than them. And with the signings we made, I think we've got a very good squad now, more than enough to breeze the league. But yeah, as I was saying, the youngsters we have got some very good youngsters who are on loan elsewhere as well. We've got who is it as well that I've just sent out on loan? Sorry, Luca Di Andrea. He's going out on loan to West Italy, I believe. We'll probably end up at 19 years old, decent potential, decent stats already, so this guy can come back next season to be a backup, and be a pretty comfortable backup. So yeah, I mean, we've got, obviously, as I said, as you'd expect, we've got a very good team for this league. This team before I even made the transfer should never have been relegated from the Serie A, so that was a surprise to see. I actually only just clocked it the other day, hence so I'm doing the rebuild that they got relegated, because I didn't hear about that. I thought it should have been pretty big news. So yeah, I think our attack's good, our wing's good, our defence is great, midfield's fine. So I think we'll have a very easy season. Don't want to jinx it, but I don't see any other way we don't. But yeah, so I'll see you guys at the end of the season. We've still got £8 million to spend, but I've got no need to, really. So yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of the season, and hopefully we have stormed the league and gone back up to Serie A. Right guys, season has ended, and happy to say, as predicted, we did storm the league. 91 points it took to win the league. Only lost 3 games, and I think they all came in January. So in January, before January, we hadn't lost a single game until January, where I think we lost 3. But yeah, won 28 games, drew 7. Pretty straightforward promotion. In terms of the other competitions, we did get second rounded by Venezia in the Italian Cup, but I'm not too fussed about that. In terms of goals, before you do that. Brenner finished with 26 and 7, which is astounding. Skyvink followed with 15 and 6 for a first season, which is not bad at all for an 18-year-old. Volpato on the right wing, he was Berardi's replacement, got 14 and 9, which is very good. Armand Loriente got 9 and 21 assists, which is amazing. That's 30 goal involvements. Our backup striker got 9 and 5, and our left back got 8 and 10, which is again very good. And midfield did very well, 6 and 10, and our new right back as well got 3 and 9 assists, which again is very good. Nathan Zeze had a good season. He's turned out to be a good player as expected, only 19 and ranked very highly. So yeah, in terms of transfer budget, which is the only issue coming up, we haven't really got one. It was 300k, but we've managed to move a tiny bit out of the wage budget, so there's not going to be too much spending this season going into the Serie A. But I do strongly believe this team can hold its own pretty comfortably in the Serie A. I expect a mid-table finish, maybe even could challenge for Europe, but we'll see. We'll see if we could get any more money coming in or any smart free signings we could do. But yeah, so I'll see you guys at the start of next season with hopefully some transfers done. But yeah, this season was a huge success, and it was expected really. We were by far the superior team in the league, and that shows in the table and the performances. So yeah, I'll see you next season. Hopefully we've got some more transfers coming in. Hello guys, and welcome back to Season 2 of the Sassuolo rebuild. We are in the first season back in the top division, Serie A. We won the league last season obviously, and we have completed our transfers. We did have quite a minimal budget, but we still, I think, did well. We sold some players and signed some players, so let's get into it. Let's start with the outgoings. We sold Andrea Pinamonti to Fulham for £7 million, rising to 8.5. He was our backup striker. I mean, he's not a bad striker at all. I just didn't really want to use him. He's 26 years old. We've got younger players who will develop to be a bigger, better player than him. So I mean, yeah, he's a good striker by all means, but Fulham came in for 7 million. Thought, why not? And that is the only outgoings in terms of any fees. So we've got 3 incomings. First one is, as you'll know this guy. This is actually the first time I've signed this guy, so I'm quite excited to see what happens with him. A sign of £2.8 million from Rosenborg. Sever Hasself Naipan, wonder kid from Rosenborg, comes in and is already one of our best players. Great stats. I'm going to be playing him in sort of a Mazzala role in the midfield, and he can play anywhere across the midfield, even as CDM if need be. So yeah, this guy looks really good. Very good stats, so I'm very happy to get him in for a very cheap fee of £2 million. In his contract, he has got a release clause of only £18.5 million to clubs in Champions League spots, so that is a big worry. Hopefully I can change that at some point during the season. So that is probably our biggest signing and our most exciting signing. Second of all, we signed Christos Simandas from Lazio for £3.3 million. He's a goalkeeper. He comes in to replace the goalkeeper I did sign last season, who, I mean, obviously I was planning to use that goalkeeper for a while, but this guy was quite cheap and was quite good and better than the current goalkeeper we signed last time, which was Robin Roos, who didn't really develop that well as well as I thought he did, considering we won the league. Didn't really do that much for him. He is unhappy. He wants a new deal. Give him a new deal, but won't be a first choice goalkeeper anymore. And then second of all, our last signing is, if you guys watch my Sunderland rebuild, you'll know we've seen this guy before, Christian Spendy from Cesena. He comes in as an important player, which is my mistake. I was meant to put him as a squad player. He has got good stats: 16 determination, 15 finishing, 16 off the ball, 16 composure. So I mean, actually, realistically, he probably is our starting striker now that I've looked more into it. Probably to replace Sky Vink, who is a good player, but maybe could be our bench player and sometimes even back up for the left midfield. So those are the 3 incomings, which means this is the team. In goal, we've got the new guy Mandas, Doig at left back, who we've got on a new deal, which is important because he was so crucial for us last season. Zeze and Odenfall in the centre back positions, as accompanied by Ayano on the right. Lipani as the deep line playmaker, and new guy in the Mazzala role, Naipan, wonder kid. he'll do well for us, and he's already one of our best players for 2.8 million, which is a steal. Loriente on the left and Volpato on the right. Don't know how. I'm hoping he progresses a bit more than he is now. Could be a good player if he does develop, but this is his make or break season for me. I think if he doesn't progress that well or do this well this season, then I'll be looking to replace this guy. And then up front is Brenner, and then it's between Vink or Spendy to grab that role as the second striker. So, tactics are the same: 4-1-1-4, kind of a 4-2-4 now that, but it's now more that now that Naipan's more up the pitch than our previous midfielder. In terms of season preview, we are predicted to finish 9th, which is very good considering we've only just gone promoted. Bear in mind we did have the best squad in the league at that point, but 9th is not a bad spot to be in. I'll very much take 9th first season back, and then look to build on from elsewhere. But yeah, so I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Hopefully we do finish 9th or even higher, but I'll take 9th. So yeah, hopefully we do well. Yeah, guys, season's finished and we did pretty well. We won the league with 88 points, only losing 4. God knows how we've won the league. First time of asking. Back-to-back league titles now, from Serie B to Serie A, and we win the league in the first season. I'm not complaining. I'm just a bit confused. Wasn't expecting this to happen so early. 9 points clear of, or 10 points clear of a second. Just look at this form. Beat Inter Milan 7-2 to win that game and won us the title because they were second. We beat them 7-2. Our only loss recently was against Juventus 6-3, which is just a shock one. We did get third rounded by Fiorentina. But, I mean, other than that, look at all these wins. We only lost to the big boys. But Brenner got 29 goals. Loriente got 16 assists. I am at a loss as to how this has just happened. So yeah, Brenner 29 and 6. Luca Lipani, a midfielder, defensive midfielder, 16 goals and 6. Spendy 14 and 5. Naipan 10 and 10. So Vink 9 and 8. And just for context, to show you how good this guy is. Just look how good he is. This guy is here from the start. He wasn't really that great when we obviously he was good, but he wasn't the first team player when we started. But we just trusted it and played him. And now Real Madrid have been after him since January, and he wanted to leave, but we managed to convince him his valuation wasn't great, so we managed to keep hold of him on the basis that we asked for a higher valuation and Real Madrid wouldn't meet it, because Real Madrid were trying to sign him for 20 million, so we said 57 million, and he's yours. But yeah, this guy is unreal. As you can see, he's wanted by Leeds, Brighton, Burnley. What are you talking about? But yeah, we've won the league. First season of asking. Obviously, I'm not going to call the rebuild there. That is not our. I mean, it's one of our aims. I think we go for the Champions League now within 5 seasons. We've got 3 seasons now to win the Champions League. Obviously, that's a big ask, but we've got the league title out of the way, early doors, and the board haven't really backed us for it. They've only given us 9 mil for the transfer budget for next season. But still, we spent that for last season and we won the league with it. So I'm confused. This team is clearly why is Balocca there? Right, this team is clearly a god team, and I did make some, as you can see, signings in January. They gave us 20 mil in January to spend, so I was like, yes please. So we signed Dennis Seaman as a backup keeper. It looks like he hasn't developed that well in the save, considering we all know Dennis Seaman can become one of the best keepers in the game. And shall I just try and play him every game next season? Or is he finished? Is he done out? We'll see. And then we signed for 8.25 million Francisco Conceição from Porto, who came to replace Volpato at the wing. and he came in and got 12 assists, 7 goals, and 6 player of the matches. I mean, his stats are crazy good. So that was a good signing for at a very cheap price. So this is how the team finished. Lipani, 16 goals from there, by the way. Naipan, 10 and 10 from Mizala. Doig, 7 goals, 4 assists. Not as good as last season, but who cares? Brenner, 29 goals in total, 27 in the league. Yeah, I've clearly built a monster team for the league. So, I'll see what I can do in terms of transfers with £9 million. I suspect we're probably going to find it hard to keep hold of our better players now. Naipan got quite angry at me earlier on in the season because I didn't improve the coaching, which I did, but he still wasn't impressed, so I can't get him in a new contract. One, to get rid of the release clause. Lapagna, I expect, we've seen his last game. I don't think we can keep hold of him now because, as you can see, he wants to be sold and he is asking to leave now, wants to move to a club with a stronger squad. So yeah, we'll see what we can do, see what happens if we lose players and how we replace them. But I'm very happy with how we've done. We've obviously won the league in the first time of asking back-to-back league titles, 2 trophies already in this rebuild. Can't ask for much more. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next season. Hopefully another positive season ahead of us. Welcome back to season 3 of the rebuild in Sassuolo. Just coming after the title-winning season, so we are in the 3rd season. I'm still shocked, as you are, as how we won the title, but we did, so we move on. So transfers have been made, deadline day has passed, so let's get into it. Transfer history. So in terms of outgoings, we had to sell Daniel Bolocca to Southampton for about £10 million, and then Military went to Sampdoria for £3 million. That's our biggest money outgoings. In terms of ingoings, we signed Adrian Benab from Parma for £6.625 million, backup midfielder. Just because Bolocca left, so we needed another backup midfielder. So this guy's good enough. I mean, he actually looks pretty good. So for backup, that's very insane value. Then we signed a new starting centre back in Bastien Mipu from Wolves for £28 million. Not the best at the minute, but I'm going to give him game time and help him progress because I think this guy can become good. 20 years old, good enough stats in the minute, but obviously he isn't the best in our squad at the minute. But hence why I'm going to give him game time. And then we signed. So actually, the biggest two outgoings are Josh Doig to Saudi Arabia for £59 million. Couldn't convince him to stay. It's Saudi money, so I mean, £47 million is great value for what he was. I mean, he was a good player for us, but we didn't have a choice anyway, but I'm not going to complain about that £59 million. And then Sky Vink decided to go to a bigger club, so we went to PSV for £28 million. We've just won the Serie A. I feel like we're a bigger team at the minute than PSV, but it's fine. That won't annoy me because he was going to be my starting striker because he looks pretty good at the minute. And then, well, I'll get into Nelson Weifer in a second. So then we signed for Doig's replacement. We signed Hartman from Feyenoord for £56 million. I mean, this guy is equally as good, if not better. 15 crossing, 15 pace. I mean, 17 work rate for a fullback is great. Same with the acceleration. So this guy looks a miles better player. Signed for about the same price, roughly, maybe a bit more. But this guy looks good, and excited to see how he gets on. We signed him from Feyenoord. We then, for Vink's replacement, we signed Nelson Viper from Mainz for £7.25 million. But somehow, for some reason, he's gone back on loan to Mainz for the rest of the season, so we won't actually see him this season, which is annoying. I don't know how that's happened because they must have put it in a contract clause which I missed, because this guy would have been the perfect backup. But it is what it is. So we then went for another backup, Marco Nasty from Cremonese for £4 million. I mean, he looks pretty decent just as a cover, so that's fine with me. So all in all, we did spend £100 million, but that's because of departures and whatnot. Bearing in mind, we're only given £9 million at the start, so to spend £100 million from that is pretty good. In terms of tactics, it's going to be Brenner, Spendi up front, Loriente and Karen Sau in the wing. Naipan and Lapani, and we managed to keep Lapani after hundreds of bids in the summer for him, from like AC Milan, Inter, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Liverpool. Managed to keep him, which is good. Hartman, new guy in the left back. Bastian Mupu on the left centre back, and Zeze on the right, and Oyono on the right hand side. We're going to start with Seaman in goal this year because I don't expect to win the league again, so this is just a season to develop players, I think, and to try and do as best we can in the Champions League. Obviously, his stats aren't great at the minute, but we all know how good Seaman can be in FM, so I'm going to see if I can revive him, let's say, for the season, and if not, then we'll just call it quits and whatnot. So yeah, that is how the team will line up. Season preview has us in to finish 8th, which is probably fair enough, really. But I'd expect to get higher, especially after last season. I mean, as you see, both our midfielders are in the best 11, media dream 11, which is great to see. We have played 2 or 3 games now. We started against Roma, lost 2-0 to them. Beat Brianza 4-3, and we just beat Genoa 4-1. Our Champions League games are Anderlecht, Ajax, Red Star Belgrade, Bayern Leverkusen, Man United and Feyenoord, and Atalanta, Inter Milan and FC Porto. So quite hard fixtures, so we'll see how that shapes up. But yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of the season then. I'm not expecting the same as last time. I'm hoping for at least a European spot, just because, I mean, we are using the season to develop players that aren't the best at the minute, so we'll see how that folds out. But yeah, I shall see you at the end of the season. Right guys, season has finished, and before I get into the league table, I would like to show you how we did in the Champions League. So we started off with a 1-0 win against Anderlecht at home, to then lose 4-0 to Ajax, which is pretty poor from us away. Then beat Red Star 5-2, Bayern Leverkusen 6-5, lost to Man United 3-2, drew 2-2 to Feyenoord, lost to Inter, to Porto, and then we lost in the playoff round to Leipzig. We made it through the league phase, but then knocked out in the playoff round to Leipzig 6-2 in aggregate, which is not great at all. So had higher expectations than that, but I didn't expect to go further than that, if that makes sense, just in the manner we lost it. In terms of the league, we finished 5th, so we've qualified for Europa League. Couldn't quite get back-to-back Champions League, but it's not a bad season. Don't let the second season winning the league fool you into thinking that's what we should get every season now. This is probably about fair enough as to where we are. Only 3 points off the Champions League spots, and you can see knocked out in the playoff round by Leipzig in the Champions League. Italian Cup, we were knocked out in the quarterfinals by Lazio, and we finished runners-up in the Italian Super Cup. So overall, not too bad of a season, I think. In terms of top scorers, we've got Brenner, who got 24 and 10 assists, Spendi 20 and 8, which is very good, Lorient 16 and 13, Naipan 13 and 11, Cohen Sao 12 and 15, Lepani 11 and 5. So again, very good numbers from our team. I mean, Naipan is by far the best player we have. Only trouble is, he won't sign a new contract because he's not happy with the squad and the level of it. He thinks he's too big for the club, which is probably fair enough, really, but I don't like that. So he can't get him into a new contract, and he's got a release clause of only £18 million, which is concerning. So we probably end up all losing him on a very cheap price deal. And as you can see, he's wanted by City, Napoli, and he wants to move to a club with a stronger squad. So not ideal, because he is one of our best players in the team. This is how the team looked, how we set up. As I said before, Hartman did miss about 3-4 months of the season with injuries, so we had to buy a backup player in. It was Marchesa who we signed from Genoa, just a backup player. Nothing special. Did play 22 times. Does that mean he played more over Hartman? Maybe, I'm not sure. But budget for next season is only 15 mil again. We're not getting a lot of money each season like we would in the Premier League. Obviously, you are in Serie A, so there's not as much money in this league as there is in the Premier League or anywhere else. So, got 15 mil to spend to try and improve the squad. I think we'll probably look to get a better right back and a better, I think, striker-wise, I think we're fine. So I think right back is probably the key area. Seaman, I think I'm still going to stick with him because he has improved. He is wanted, and he is. Okay, so he is wanted, but we'll keep him. And then if Hartman stays fit, he'll be very good for us still. So yeah, that's season 3 done and dusted. Moving on to season 4, where hopefully we could actually progress quite well in the Europa League. I expect us to do quite well in it, I think. It depends how we get in the league phase and who we get in the knockout rounds if we do progress through there. Yeah, I mean it's not a bad season by any means. Only 5th. If I look at the schedule. Sorry, yeah, only. We started off, as I said, these 3 games we've mentioned before, but then we beat Como, lost 5-0 to Inter, which is bad. Had a little barren start here, where we just drew and didn't win. Then we started to win, and then from there, a lot of wins, but then there's a few losses as well. Like disappointed to lose 4-3 to Bologna, and then to draw to like teams like Udinese, who we should be beating, and then losing 5-1 to Juventus. Like last season, we were beating all the big clubs, or no, actually, sorry, we did lose to the bigger clubs, but we still won the league. But yeah, so I'll see what we can do. I'll see if we can keep our hold of our players next transfer window, but I should see you at the end of the season, or the start of the next season, which is season 4. So we've got 2 seasons left for the rebuild. Hopefully we could win another trophy in the last 2 seasons, hopefully a European one out of that as well. Alright guys, season 4 is upon us and it starts off disastrous. We've lost Naipan, our best player, to Atletico Madrid for only £18.5 million, and he's valued at £102 million. So not only have we lost him, we've lost him for very little money. The reason being for that is he has a release clause of 18.5 mil from this when I first signed him, and I couldn't give him a new contract because he didn't want a new contract, so I couldn't get rid of the release clause. So there was nothing I could do. So we've now lost him. I'm gutted to lose him, but to lose him on such little money, so it made it very hard to find a good replacement for him. But we did, so I'll show you the incomings that we made. Hasn't been many, 2. So we signed, this one is a very risky signing. We signed from Juventus for £9 million, new right back, Gianni Mattei. He's not great, but I'm going to give him the game time to develop, and I think hopefully he'll become good after the season. If he doesn't come good, then I'll look for another right back. But I'm taking the risk, and I'm going to risk it, and hopefully this guy can become good. So he'll be our new right back. And then our Naipan replacement is Cole Palmer from West Ham for £60 million, which is, I believe, our transfer record fee. He does look very good. As you can see, he's got 3 goals and 3 appearances, so already earning the money back, I guess. 14 pace, 16 finishing, 15 dribbling, 13 composure, off the ball 13, flair 15, so 16 technique. He's a good player, definitely very good. I am happy with that being a replacement for an Naipan. Obviously we're going to be playing in the midfield when he's better on the right, but we're going to trust him in that midfield like so. So we've got Brenner and Spendi up front like always, Loriente and Cohen-Sal on the wings, Palmer in the Mezzala, followed by Lapani in the CDM position, Hartman, Zeze, Maipu, new guy Mattei in the defence, and Seaman in goal. Seaman has improved as I expected. Giving him the game time last season has really helped develop him, because it looked like he was kind of lost and finished, but I think we've developed him now, so he's good. We've managed to keep hold of Lapani. He's been wanted by Tottenham, and then he also complained that he wanted to leave for Tottenham, but I managed to give him a better price for £98 million, and Tottenham wouldn't meet it, so I'm happy that we have kept him. So I have promised him I'll sell him for £98 million. It should a bid come in for that. But yeah, so season preview, we are predicted to finish 9th. I mean, honestly, that's probably fair enough, really. I'm not too confident this year. We haven't got that, as you can see from the bench, we haven't got that great squad depth either. So I've really struggled this transfer window with the money we've had. To replace Naipan for as good a player was quite hard, and to do that cheap was harder. So I'm not expecting that great things. Competitions, we've got Europa League, Italian Cup and Serie A. In the Europa League we face off against this team. Austria Vienna, Transport, Feyenoord, Hapoel, PTM, Ferencvaros, and Braga. So realistically, we should win every single game there. So we should get through the league phase with comfort. But other than that, for the league, in terms of the league, I'm not too confident. Cohen-Sal also wants to leave. So we've got a lot of players that I do want to leave to a better league, to a better division, even though we're in a good division in Serie A. So it is what it is. But yeah, so I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Hopefully it's a good season, but I'm not too confident just because the transfer window for me wasn't the best it could have been. But we'll see. So I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Right guys, season 4 is finished, and league-wise, no. We finished 9th in the league. Pretty terrible. 8 points off European spot. But you guys would notice a little letterings next to our name, UCL. That is because we won the Europa League. Come on. European footballers, come on. Beat Tottenham in the final, 2-1. Thanks to goals from... thanks to... Who is it? Thanks to goals from Brenner and Spendy, and Cody Gakpo got nothing but a mere consolation. So if we filtered just the Europa League, I'll show you how he got on. So he started off with a nice 5-0 win against this team I don't actually know. I think they're Bucharest. But yeah, 5-0 win against them. 5-1 win against Ostia Vienna. 5-all draw with Transontable. That's interesting. 2-1 win against Feyenoord. 6-2 win versus Hapoel. 1-0 win against Portuguese team PTM. 5-0 win against Ferencvaros. 2-0 win against Braga. And then we go into the knockout stages where we face Utrecht. Started off with a 1-1 draw away to then win 3-0 in their home fixture, which is great. Galatasaray was in the quarterfinals. We beat them 3-0 at home, but then we did lose 3-1 to them away. But we had just done enough to get through. To where we faced Lazio in the semi-finals, where we drew 1-0 in the first leg to then win 2-1 in the second, which is when we played Tottenham in the final to win the Europa League final. So I'm very happy with that. So far this rebuild, we've won the Serie B, Serie A, and the Europa League. So that's 3 trophies, 2 major trophies. So this rebuild has been a success. We'll still 1 season to go in the Champions League as well. In terms of scorers, Brenner finished with 31 and 12, amazing. Christian Spendy 30 and 13, amazing. Francisco Cohen-Sal 15 and 14, great. Cole Palmer 14 and 15, very good first season for him. Lepani 13 and 12. Backup striker Nelson Viper got 11 and 3. Loriente got 10 goals and 25 assists. So yeah, we scored goals. Maybe we didn't defend goals. Maybe we just didn't defend goals, but yeah, we're no team in the fewest conceded, but most goals we are second, so this attacking formation is definitely working. Not for the league really. I think primarily because of squad depth really. We've got a lot of injuries and because of the summer transfer window we had, just couldn't sign any backup players really. So I think that's what ultimately cost us in the league, but I'm not too fussed. We came exactly where the media predicted us to, and then we won the Europa League, so very happy with that. Transfer budget next season is nice to see that they rewarded us with £7 million. So again, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do with that going into the Champions League for a final season. But yeah, Cole Palmer came in, did very well. Matei, it looks a good little prospect. He didn't do it wasn't a world beater. Got 5 assists all in all. I'm trying to improve his crossing pace and whatnot, but I'll keep him. I think I'll keep him as a starting right back. Give him another season to improve. But he wasn't like a world beater, but he wasn't terrible. And then yeah, maybe looking at to get a new centre back, but with £7 million, I don't know if we're going to find anyone better than these two. Hartman, pretty solid. Gets injured a decent amount. Seaman is pretty solid now. And then obviously our strikers scoring goals is what we love to see. So I'll see you guys at the start of season 5, our final season. Hopefully we can end on a banger. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this rebuild so far. But always strive to aim higher, hey? So I'll see you then. Right guys, fifth and final season is here and transfers are done, and yet again we've struggled because obviously only 7 mil to spend. I mean, we've still got 6 million to spend, so just couldn't find anyone, and no one wants to come to our club even though we've won the Europa League, we've won the Serie A, and no one's interested. So it is what it is. I did make some signings, but none now make the first team anytime soon. So first off, we signed David Neres on a free, 31 years old. That's probably the best signing of the bunch, and I think that tells you something about this transfer window. Yeah, well, he's been injured. He came in and now is out for 4 months anyway, so wonderful stuff. Then we signed Bandit Al Salami on a free transfer, young midfielder, just back up, nothing special. Ricardo Rossi on a free, again, not even back up really. I think I've sent him out on loan. He is out on loan, so again, this shows the transfer window. Stefano Di Luca from Lazio for 1.1 mil. Good little youngster, to be fair, 16 first touch, 16 finishing, 17 determination. This guy could be good, just not now. And then, last but not least, 4.4 mil from Saint Etienne, Imran Louza as a backup midfielder. And that is the lot. We haven't had any really big departures, so I mean it's a pretty stale transfer window from us for the last season, and we just struggled, really just struggled. We couldn't find anyone. Our scouts weren't finding anyone that would make the first team with £7 million to spend. So the formation is this again: Brenner Spendi up front, Loriente and Carousel in the wing, Palmer and Lapani in the midfield, Hartman, Zeze, Mayapu and Mateo on the back line, and then Seaman in goal. I'm not too confident about this season. If we go into the season preview, it's probably around 9th. 7th, okay. We have had a pretty atrocious start to the season. I don't mean atrocious. We started off with a 6-1 loss to AC Milan, then a 4-0 loss to Juventus, then we beat Cremonese, and then we lost 2-1 to Fiorentina at home. So the season's not off to a cracker. We've got Panathinaikos in the Champions League, followed by Girona, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Midtjylland, Fenerbahce, Bari. No, sorry, Bari's in the Italian Cup, ignore that one. Bayern Munich and then Leipzig, so I don't expect us to get out of the league phase. So, real great. On the plus side, we have won the Super Cup against Real Madrid somehow. 3-2 that was. But yeah, I'm not too excited for this final season, but at least we could say it's been a successful rebuild, winning 2 league titles and a Europa League. Can't complain all that much. But yeah, so we'll see how we get on. Hopefully a bit better than that we started with. 3 losses already, only 1 win. Currently 16th in the the Serie A. But yeah, we'll see how it gets on. Last season, hopefully we can end on a high, but I don't envision it. We've kind of gone on a decline since winning the league. Just losing players for cheap and then not being able to replace them with much because of our financials. Like, our financials have been really bad recently. We've been in a lot of debt, as you can see here, and nothing that I can do about it really. So it is what it is. We get 5 mil. We win the Europa League, we get 7 mil transfer budget. We win the Serie A, we get 5 mil transfer budget in a league where you need money. So it's kind of hard, but I think we've done well considering. So yeah, we'll get into this season and the final season, and hopefully we can win another competition. I want to win the Europa League at least again. Season 5 has finished, and it was as disappointing as we could imagine. We finished 9th in the league, 10 points off a European spot in 7th. Top scorer only got 20 goals. It's been a pretty drab season, as expected. Again, the transfer budget for next season, which we won't be doing, is £7 million, so just not getting the money we need. But in terms of Champions League, we were knocked off out of the playoff round by Manchester City. So, did nothing in Europe, did nothing in the league, and we haven't got Europe for next season either. So it's a rather disappointing end to the rebuild, but all in all, if you look at our actual stats, won the UEFA Super Cup, entered the Dutch Hall of Fame, come on. We won the European South American Club Challenge, come on. Won the Europa League, huge. Won the Serie A in the first season, and then first season that I was in charge, we won the Serie B. So all in all, 3 trophies, I know, well, 4 if you count in the Super Cup, whatever. Not too bad return, really, I think. We've done well. We've got a very good reputation as a manager. So yeah, I think overall the rebuild's been a success. Just the last 2 seasons has been the one that has let us down, other than the Europa League. In the league wise, we haven't been doing well for the last 2 seasons, but still got Europa League. This is how we finished. I decided to play Youth Academy play in there just because why not? Last season I saw it wasn't going well, so I was like, I'll just give the youth some chance. And yeah, Brenner only got 13 goals this season, which is surprising considering he normally gets about last 3 seasons, 4. He's averaged 25 a year. Spendy finished our top scorer, so not too bad from him. We moved Palmer onto the right. He got 12 goals, 8 assists, which is not too bad either. But yeah, all in all, not the best last season to do, but again, we've had successes. So rebuild is done. 5 years, and I mean, from considering we started off in Serie B, I've more than improved the club's position. Just needed a bit more money to improve the transfer windows, because the last 2 transfer windows have been fairly disappointing from my behalf as well. Not putting it all down to the lack of money. I'm sure I could have spent it better, but it is what it is. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this rebuild, please like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see what the next rebuild is.